People are like, who is Danielle Victor? And I'm like, bitch, it's Danny with 2 N's. Am I a fashion blogger? Maybe. Am I a storyteller? For sure. Am I a badass bitch? Absolutely. So if you're smart, you'll subscribe to my channel.
My dogs are looking at me like I'm fucking nuts. And maybe I am. This is my favorite beat up old t-shirt. I've had this for over 12 years probably. It's the shirt that Gabby says if it ever really truly breaks all the way or goes missing or lost, I probably won't be okay. It's my favorite shirt in the whole wide world. It's a pajama shirt, obviously. I'm going to decorate tonight and spend time with my mother. So I'm in pajamas, but I had to make a video. Number one, we're going to school, bitch. But before we go to school, hey, quiet on set. Quiet on set. Quiet. Settle down, children. Before we go to school, I have an announcement to make. It's a very important one, so grab your popcorn. Drum roll, please. Almost a year ago, I wrote my first poetry book, Dear John. And I was really proud of Dear John, just because like it was so much years worth of pent up emotions and like unhealing that I needed to heal. And so I wrote this book. I didn't really know much about putting a book together years ago. For anyone who's a true Danny fan, I wrote Don't Be That Bitch, which was absolutely and even that was completely formatted incorrectly. So Dear John was kind of like me playing in the sandbox. Quiet on set, girl. Hey, baby. I didn't really know much about how to put a poetry book together, but needless to say, I did what I could and put out Dear John. And I was really proud of Dear John. I mean, it fills my heart with joy thinking about that accomplishment. If you haven't gotten Dear John yet, please go and get it. It is my first venture into poetry, and it was when I first realized that, damn, I'm a pretty good writer. So after Dear John, I was like, well, I don't want to stop at Dear John. I mean, my love poems to John, Dear John, are now over. No more letters to John can be written, although I could probably write a whole nother volume. Actually, I don't know if I could. Maybe if I saw him through a frosted window in New York City on a cold Christmas night, lit up by the Christmas tree in the restaurant he's eating at with a girl that isn't me, maybe I would be sparked into writing another Dear John book. But right now there's nothing to write about. So that spark for me had died. It fizzled out. The flame was put out by the wind that was blowing at 100 miles per hour that gusted my love for John away. But needless to say, I was like, well, I'm not motivated to write a volume 2 of Dear John because I don't have anything to say to John anymore. And so I was thinking about how years and years ago, when I was living at North Martel Ave in Los Angeles, I came up with these concepts of writing books, but in days, like journal entries or poems. And I was like, oh, I'll do a book for this, and I'll do a book for that, and I'll do a book for this. And then I never wrote anything. And so as I'm like sitting to myself and I'm thinking, hey, what can I write? What can I talk about when I have so much things to say? And when you're in the midst of this spiritual journey, as some of you are on, some of you may not be on this journey, you feel quite alone, all right? It's a journey that is so worth it and so full of abundance, but it also can be a very lonely, scary, exhausting journey, especially if you're around people that don't understand that the old version of you is no longer coming with them in the reality. So like you're surrounded by people who have this specific version of you in their mind that fits into the puzzles of their reality, but here you are embarking on this journey, this spiritual journey of who you now are that is different from the version illusion that these people know that fits into the reality. And that's why when you're on this journey, you lose so many people along the way, because those people are no longer moving with you, or not expanding with you, or not growing with you, and not understanding you. So therefore you find yourself feeling really alone, and it makes some people actually stop their evolution because they don't want to be alone, or they can't handle being alone, or they honestly feel like they might be going crazy. Because when you start doing this spiritual journey and you realizing that everything that you believe is reality is really just an illusion, you start to kind of lose your mind, truth be told. So I thought for 111 days I was going to write before I went to bed, or during the day whenever I got that spark of inspiration, big or small. I was going to write a short poem or a long poem, whatever, wherever the wind blew me. And after I reached 111 days, I was going to publish a book called 111 Days of a Healing Heart. And I am happy to announce that I'm holding the proof of that book that I received from Amazon in my hands. And I was really, really proud of Dear John. I really want all of you to go buy it. I might redo it. I might honestly redo Dear John. Keep the poems the same, but just like fix it up, add some pictures, I don't know. But this book right here is something that fills my heart with so much gratitude and excitement and, I don't know, faith. Because I know that this book will land in the hands of anyone in this world who needs to read it. It doesn't matter how or when or where. If this book is needed, it'll be found by the people who need to read it. And I'm hoping that you guys will give this book a shot. It has 123 pages, which is angel numbers, 1, 2, 3 alignment. And I thought that was magical. It was like the universe is telling me I'm on the right path, doing exactly what I need to do, and this project needs to be put out into the world. So I got the proof. It's filled with pictures. Every single page has pictures. We have 111 days of poems, and there's a poem for everyone in this book. There's a poem for anyone who's gotten their heart broken. There's a poem for anyone who is falling in love. There's a poem for people that are getting over addiction. There's a poem for people that have gone through something traumatic that no one around them would listen to or hear or embrace. There's a poem for somebody who's alone, or looking for a sign, or trying to understand who they are and what they're doing here, and what am I when I'm not here? Who have I been? Who will I always be if I'm not in human form? This book is for anyone and everyone who is on this journey of being a spirit in a human body. The back of the book, it's 111 Days of a Healing Heart, and then there's a broken heart on it. Just me and my creepy eyeball. And on the back of the book, it says, Earth is a school and we came here to learn. Part of that learning is healing. Sometimes it's easier to not heal alone, so the pain doesn't ache in our bones or in crevices of our hearts we didn't know existed. I am on a journey back to my soul. I hope my words inspire you to start your journey back to yours. Danielle K. Victor. And that's my big announcement. I was going to take you to school after this, but I'm just going to do another episode of school. I'm going to film right after this in the same shirt. But I just feel like this video by itself should be dedicated only to this beautiful, beautiful piece of art that I'm putting out into the world. I know there are so many people on this planet right here, right now, that are full of creativity, full of art, full of passion, full of that thing that makes them feel free, makes them feel alive. And after they post something of their art and it gets no response, or gets a horrible response, they give up. They stop writing, they stop singing, they stop painting, they stop drawing, they stop doing the thing that gave them joy because it didn't get seen by enough people, or heard by enough people, or bought by enough people, and then they associate the lack of success with their lack of worth. And it's just not the case. It's just not reality. There is a time, a divine time for absolutely everything, and if you never give up, if you just keep going, your work, your art will transcend time and space and be seen and heard and loved and spread all across the globe when the timing is right. And if you have unwavering faith in yourself and what you have to say, or what message you have to convey, and your purpose, then just keep going. After Dear John, I was like, oh, I'm gonna write another book. And as soon as I was done with this book, I know I'm gonna write another book. And after that book, I'm gonna write another book. And after that book, I'm gonna write another book. And after that book, I'm gonna write another book. I'm going to keep writing. And it doesn't matter how many people buy it, or what the reviews are, or whatever case may have you, because I know I am meant to do this. It isn't debatable. It isn't a question in my mind. I just know that this right here is my purpose. I mean, also I can be a motivational speaker. I can get on reality TV, really throw down on the green screen. There's lots of things I can do, but my purpose is uplifting humanity in any way I can and being of service. And I can be of service by letting people know they are not alone, and also inspiring them to just take out that pen and piece of paper and write if you want to write, sing if you want to sing, dance if you want to dance, paint if you want to paint. Be who you are when you feel the most joy. And when I wrote this book, every time I would reread a poem out loud, doesn't matter if it was 2 lines or 3 lines or 100 lines, when I read a poem out loud, chills and goosebumps would cover my body. And I was like, damn, Danielle, you are a writer. And that's what I know I am. I am that I am. I am that writer I am. I am that best-selling author I am. I am that world-renowned motivational speaker I am. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm gonna keep going. So I hope this inspires you to do exactly the same. Universe, have me flip open to a poem I should read in this video revealing my new book, 111 Days of a Healing Heart. Let's see what we open to. Okay, I opened up to page 34, day 34, and day 35. Day 35. You swooped in like a superhero, but you weren't wearing a cape, only a mask that was your disguise from the person you truly are. Convinced I met my hero, you were really the villain who would make my world start spinning out of control. Villain and heroes are the same, both operating from love or lack thereof. One hopeful, one revengeful, not a mix, not a match made in heaven. I was your possession, or at least you wanted me to be. I was looking for you to save me. You were looking to destroy me, thinking it would save yourself. No one ever wins when it's every man for himself. I ripped your mask off and put on my own cape that escaped from the monster that was you before I became the monster myself. Woo! Oh my god, chills. I literally just got chills at my own spine because that was good, girl and boys. Let me see if I can flip open to another one. Day 52. I don't know if you can see the illustrations. I don't relate to anyone, not anymore. And I can't ignore that the conversations I've engaged in sounds like static in my ears. I fake a smile like I'm listening until my smile disappears. I've known these people for years, but now I am a stranger, disguised as their friend. It's getting harder to pretend, even harder to not get caught up in the never-ending gossip we label as communication. This is not the vacation I planned on taking to escape the reality I call life. So there's a poem in here for everyone, and it's just really good, and I'm really proud of it, and it makes my heart fill with so much happiness. There are no words to describe how happy this project makes me and how happy I am to share this with you. It's really something great. And so I hope you guys love this as much as I do. Day 38. You guys get 3 poems because 3 is a lucky God number, so we're gonna do 3. Mom is angry again. Mom is angry all the time, but I don't know what she's angry about. Abusing pots and pans as she washes them, sighing louder than our thoughts, crying out for Jesus Christ, but he's not here right now. She's making everyone in the room uncomfortable. How is she comfortable doing this all the time? I tell her to release her anger. She yells that she isn't angry, only frustrated. Well, release your frustration then. Frustrating her even more. I watch her pour another drink. Is this the vodka talking, or is it you, Mom? It's my fucking frustration, she growls with an upside down frown. I pop a joke trying to calm her down, but she storms out of the kitchen, sipping on the drink that'll put her to sleep. Good night, Mom. I'll see you in the morning. 111 Days of a Healing Heart is available on Amazon on Thanksgiving Day. I will make it available for pre-order before Thanksgiving, but on Thanksgiving Day this book will be live on my Amazon account. The link is in my description box. The link is on all my social media profiles. If you want to get this book, because there's a poem for everyone, everywhere, at any time, that'll make you feel less alone, make you feel like there's hope, make you feel like your faith is coming back online if it has been dimmed in the shadows of your own darkness for a very long time. This book is for you. This book is for anyone. And all I ask for is that you leave a review of your honest thoughts on how this book changed you or didn't change you. And when you're done reading it, don't put it on a shelf. Don't let it collect dust. bring it to your library, bring it to Starbucks and put in that little book thing that they have and pass this book along, because I'm telling you, I know that this book is going to change a lot of lives in a positive way, because it changed mine in a really positive way. And it's not just because I wrote it, it's because when I wrote it, a portion of me that still needed healing began to heal yet again. And I love this book, and I just want everyone to see it. And those who can't afford a book, maybe, like, I'm gonna take this not for sale, not for resale copy. Once my hardcover copy comes in, I'm getting emotional. My hardcover copy comes in, and I'm going to put it in Starbucks with a note written on the front page to read it and then pass it along. And I know that that book will be passed along and along and along, and it'll just keep going. So pay this book forward. Buy it. If you read it and you know someone who needs it, buy it for them. I promise you, this book will move you in ways that I can't even explain in words. But I put my heart and my soul into these pages, and I thank God, the higher powers that be, because I know when I was writing, I was not alone. I know that I'm a conduit for the divine, and that when I write, there's a higher power at play every time I write a book. Anytime I sit down and I write, I know that there is someone or something with me, helping me write what needs to be heard, what needs to be said, what people need right now, because what we need is love. And this book is full of love. Even if it's about being lonely, even if it's about being scared, even if it's about heartbreak or disappointment or childhood trauma or trauma in general, this book, from the first page to the last page, is love. And it's my love, and I send it to you. I love you all. I will see you in school, because I'm gonna go film that episode right now. But this will be available on Amazon on Thanksgiving Day. It'll probably be available for pre-order once I just hit approve on Amazon to publish it. It says that it could take up to 72 hours to be approved. It usually doesn't take that long. So just keep checking my author page to see if this goes available for pre-order beforehand. But on Thanksgiving Day, this book will be available for you to order. And honestly, the perfect Christmas present for anyone you know who needs a little bit of faith. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you all. Don't also forget to get my book, Dear John. It doesn't have illustrations. I really stepped it up on this book, okay? This book I really did. I'm learning. I'm learning how to be a self-published author. Dear John was just the cusp of the very beginning of me creating my art, but I still love Dear John just the same. And I love John for giving me the inspiration to write a book and for bringing out this creative writer that I never knew that I could be to the surface. So there's a principle and a purpose to anything. There's no accidents. There's no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. This I promise you. Mwah. Bye.